You. All
right, good morning, everyone. I'm Laura Merrill with the Greater Hamilton Chamber, and we have today's Coffee and Conversation. Today we have Christa Carrero with Hopeful Pastures. So we are super excited to have you with Krista. We were able to tour their facility when they had their ribbon cutting. They are doing so many amazing things out there. Let's do some self-introductions and let us know who you are, and then we will introduce Krista and let you get started. So Jane, would you please tell us who you are and what company you're with?
Sure. I'm Jane Curry, and I'm with Awaken to Wellness, the Energy Center. So we are just working on helping the community kind of be aware of their potential.
Great, glad to have you with us today. Sandy?
Good morning, Sandy Kusnoff with Frank's Glass. We are a full service glass company. We do automobile, residential, and commercial glass.
Great, glad to see you again. Jill?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jill Cates with Easter Seals Career Connection. We are a career pathway program for disadvantaged young adults between 16 and 24.
Great. We have used some Easter Seals interns quite a few times. They have some amazing workers there, so we're excited to have you with us. Neil, would you like to tell us who you are?
Sure. I'm Neil Cohen with Cohen Recycling, and been around a very long time in this community and anxious to hear Krista's story.
Great. Glad to have you with us today, Neil. Elizabeth?
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Reisner with Butler County Board of Developmental Disabilities. I serve as our Employment Services Coordinator, and I help our wonderful job seekers and people we serve get jobs in the community. Thank you.
Great. Glad to have you with us today. And Anne?
Hi, I'm Ann Arnett. I'm with Gateway Springs Health Campus. So we do assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing care. And I'm coming at you from the car, but happy to be here.
Anne is always on the move.
It's true.
She's a busy lady, but you'll see her sometimes, not today. And then Tiffany?
Hi, I'm Tiffany Grubb, Director of Membership and Marketing at the Greater Hamilton Chamber.
All right, so Krista, this is just a short intro and I will let you expand on this a little bit. Hopeful Pastures is a therapeutic farm serving vulnerable children and families through facilitating animal-assisted therapy, which I think is a lot of words because I think the things you do are so much more in-depth than any of that. Just talking to you during the time we came out for the ribbon cutting, I thought was amazing. I think your facility is amazing. So I will let you expand on what you do, and then I will pop up your PowerPoint after you get done.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful to have this opportunity. I just want to ask, is the connection okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a little choppy, but you're good.
All right. I'm okay. Okay. So yes, I am Christa Carrero. I am the founder and CEO of Hopeful Pastures. Do you have that first slide that we can put up there? So Hopeful Pastures is located in Hamilton. We just have right under 6 acres. We are a nonprofit. We were established during the pandemic in 2020. Okay, it's saying that my connection's unstable.
You're actually good right now. Yep, you're good right now.
Okay. Okay, great. Were you able to share the
Yes.
first slide?
Yep, I've got up. Can everybody see?
Because I'm not seeing it on my end.
Okay. Yep, they say they can see it, so we're good.
Okay. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, you can go on to the next slide.
We'll try. Let's see here.
Yeah, so in that, in that slide, you can see our aerial photo of our farm. And
All right,
Those are all of our animals
there we
that we
go.
have.
All right, we're on slide 2 now.
So our purpose, okay. Okay, there we go. Our purpose and our calling, our hopeful pasture for hope and education who've been affected by childhood trauma through animal assisted interventions and therapy. So when the kids come, walk through our closet and get fit with boots and a t-shirt, and they have trained advocates that walk them through our program, and we'll learn a little bit more about that in just a minute. But you can see and those are there, you can see a curriculum teacher and one of our advocates. So we can go on to our mission, which is we strive to create a safe therapeutic environment to help vulnerable youth overcome fear, loss, and our hope is to restore lives by promoting healing.
I think we lost you, Krista. Today, we're just going to have to go with the flow a little bit. I think Krista's got a little bit of a bad connection going on. Got to unmute, Krista.
Okay.
There you
All
go.
right. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
You're good.
Okay. So, all right. Did you hear me share about our mission, or do I need to repeat that?
I might go back through the mission.
Okay. So we strive to create a safe therapeutic environment to help vulnerable youth overcome fear, loss, and trauma. And our hope is to restore lives by promoting healing, order, peace, and encouragement. So you can go on to our next slide, which is our vision. Yes, so we exist to provide a secure atmosphere where every child and family receive acceptance and a positive experience. Our weekly participants receive animal-assisted therapy sessions in a peaceful, calm, and rural setting. So every session includes time set aside to learn about the hope we have in Jesus Christ. We serve the family as a whole, offering mentorship to parents and guardians, along with childcare for younger siblings. And really, our mentorship program and just being able to serve the family as a whole is what sets Hopeful Pastures apart and makes us unique. So we're ready to go on to the next slide.
Yep, we got it.
Thank you.
All right, we're there, Krista. Can you see it?
Okay, yes. So these are just a few of our board members and our leadership team. So we can go on to the next slide, but we are so grateful for these amazing leaders that have just partnered alongside and make Hopeful Pastures what it is today. We are so grateful. You can go on to the next slide. So this is me in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And it started. Hopeful Pastures actually began when I was. The vision came to experience and an amazing, wonderful parent. So I was raised on a dairy farm, but I was bullied in school, and my horse became my safe place. And about 15 years ago, I was listening to a broadcast with Dr. James Dobson when he interviewed Kim Meter, who she had started the Crystal Peaks Youth Ranch out in Bend, Oregon. She had a very tragic story where her dad suicide, and her grandma had bought her a pony, and it was the day that she lost her parent was when the day she found Jesus, but it was also on the back of that pony where she felt so safe. And I remember listening to this interview, and as licensed foster parents, seeing the need and realizing as a child how my horse was so therapeutic for me, and my horse was that safe place for me, and I could share anything with her and she didn't judge me, and she just loved me. And hearing Kamita's story, and then looking at her ministry, they rescue horses and match broken horses with broken kids. And it was at that point where it's like, okay, this is a need. And not just with horses, but for animals, all farm animals, because a lot of kids are, a lot of children have fears of the large. When the program that we have today for kids who've experienced that hardship, match them with the animals that could help them through the healing process, and go through our home as licensed foster parents. And all of our children up to this point have reunified with birth families. So our journey has just really opened up the door for Hopeful Pastures to begin. And also, not only are we able to bring in kids who've experienced trauma and love on their families, but we're also supporting these fellow foster families and kinship families with our foster and kinship support group. So we just want to get the word out and invite. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Okay. So I'm not sure where we cut out. Could you let me know where it cut out? I'm sorry. What was the last thing you heard?
It wasn't very far back. I think just talking about the animals and matching them with the kids.
Okay. Yeah. So as a licensed foster family, we understand the pain and the hardship, along with the joy that this journey brings. So we just want to invite others to come alongside us here at Hopeful Pastures, to meet the need in our community as we love on children and families, to help them know that they're valued, seen, and heard. So you can go on to the next slide.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, sorry, it's taken a little bit on my end. I'm not seeing the next slide. I'm sorry.
All about your volunteers.
On the volunteers. Okay. So about our volunteers, it is because of our volunteers, we do not charge for our services. Rely on our volunteers, and it is our volunteers that come, that come and really make an impact. So there's many different volunteer positions available. And as you can see, the child advocates, animal handlers, curriculum teachers, family mentors, childcare, foster family support. So we rely on our volunteers, and it's our volunteers that make such an impact. And that our vulnerable kids and their families. So our next slide should be our programs. So our First Steps program is what we started back in January. Just 90-minute weekly sessions with a trained advocate. And our hope is to have an in-house therapist. We're not there yet, but that is our goal. So works with the child, and the focus is animal care, bonding, building trust, play, purposeful conversation, and we utilize a curriculum called Or-B for Orphan, which promotes healing, and it's designed specifically for kids who are in orphanages and in foster care. So while the child is in his or her session, our family mentor serves to be a listening ear to the parent who remains on site, and then that mentor either leads the first 6 weeks. The mentor just gets to know the family, and then we set goals for the next 6 weeks, and then we walk our parents through a parenting class. So are there any questions up to this point about our First Steps program or what we have shared?
They're being awful quiet today. They might have some questions at the end.
Move on. I'm sorry.
They might have more questions at the end.
At the end. Okay. So on second steps, so Reisner to our first step. Oh, that's great. That's great. So our second steps is this is where we take our teen kiddos, and we are really helping them. So they've already completed the first steps, and they have that trust built with their advocate. So now they are working on forming healthy relationships with peers. So a lot of our kiddos have been, 75% of our kiddos have been sexually abused. 60% of our kiddos have either care, kinship, or are in the system. And so this program really helps us as we're using animals to help heal their hurt and their pain. They're also getting to work through and how to form healthy relationships with fellow girls, or the boys are grouped together. We just launched this program, and we had 3 young ladies that went through it, and it was pretty incredible to watch these girls who all had the same story. They all were bullied at school. None of them had friends, and how they were able to work through that time. And in that small group setting where they could just work through their emotions that were related to the trauma, and goals to help reframe thoughts into a healthy mindset. And then we have our foster family support group, which is led by a licensed social worker, offering support to permanent members of foster families who are affected by the loss of foster children transitioning in and out of their homes. And really, this need came from our personal need for that support, and our kiddos just needing to know that there are others that are experiencing the same thing. Because as foster families, our biological children, our adopted children in our home, they then experience that loss when our kids are reunified with their family. So just being able to offer that support has been has been a tremendous blessing. I did want to share a testimony by one of our a 12-year-old girl who turned 13 while she was in our program, and she's gone through our first steps and second steps. Her therapist at school through Hamilton City sent me this testimonial, and she said, the growth in my client has been amazing. I am seriously wowed. The eye contact blew me away, a total sign of healing and felt safety. There is just a spirit of peace that had not been there before. So that is one of our incredible testimonies of from a therapist, just of what has happened in the life of this young lady. And our alpaca horse, and it was just truly amazing to watch the healing in her life. And one testimony I would like to share for our first steps is we had a mom that
I think her internet keeps kicking her off.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, there she is.
Can you hear me
Yes.
now? Okay. I was sharing about a little guy that came to us. He was enrolled in our First Steps program, and his mom had received a phone call from the principal. He did not know what to do. The teacher did to mom that the child be hospitalized or institutionalized, and the mom came to us desperate. And just in 3 short weeks of him being enrolled in our program, he there was just a total transformation. I mean, this child he was wild child, could not sit still, did not think we could get a word in edgewise, but he just 3 short weeks, he was able to, as he was sitting here holding a bunny, and his whole countenance changed as he was just cuddling that bunny. And there's actually a cuddling hormone that after like spending that time, 15 to 20 minutes, that is actually released and relaxes and calms. So I could see that happen with this child. And then 3 weeks later after that, so total of 6 weeks of being within our program, the mom comes to us and says that she received a letter from the teacher saying that this little guy was a delight to have in class, and he was no longer failing his substances, and he was on track with where he needed to be. And he continues to work through the very difficult trauma. Because of his age, he's going to be in our First Steps program for a while, but we are just really excited to see the impact that really just being in nature and being out with the animals has had on these kiddos. Okay, we're ready for the next slide. So those are our core programs. So the sponsorship, is that the next slide?
Yes. Yep. So would you like to make an impact in the life of a child?
Because we accept donations and we're all volunteers. There aren't any positions. So yes. Okay. So that is our yes. So we have our sponsor. which is $50 a month. And that provides the curriculum, it provides the t-shirt, the boots, the work gloves, the snacks. After the first 6 weeks of our program, the child receives and of course, that includes bonding time, animal friends and their advocates, and confidence opportunities. So one of the other things that the children get to do is they get to learn to care for that animal and learn to be responsible. So any gift is greatly appreciated, and by sowing into Hopeful Pastures, you can help us plant seeds of healing that will reap a harvest of breaking generational cycles, offering hope to overcome trauma, and touching the lives of countless volunteers and ministry partners. Yeah, so on the next slide, I believe is our questions and answers. Is that right?
Yes, you're correct. Any
So
questions
does anyone
for
have
Krista?
any questions about our program or about what we do here at Hopeful Pasture?
Hi, Krista. I was
do.
curious what age range that you accept. Is there an age as young as 4, 3, and what age do you go up to help these individuals?
Thank you. We serve children ages 5 to 21. And for children under 5, we provide childcare, which that entails like they're in our sensory playground area, and okay. Were you able to, I'm sorry, because you cut out a little bit there, Jill. Did you hear
Yes.
that we serve ages 5 to 21?
Yes, thank you. And
we
what's the best way
children under 5, we provide childcare.
Okay.
And the kids in childcare also to do be in our sensory area and on our playground and get to play and interact with animals as well.
So you're saying that if there's a child in a family that has younger siblings that are younger than 5, and this
Was
particular...
there a second part of the question? I think it might have cut out.
I'm sorry. So you're saying that the younger siblings can be there with supervised childcare, while the child that needs the therapy can be there accepting the interactions with the animals and therapist.
Yes, we
Okay.
have childcare providers. Yes.
Perfect. And how do you get enrolled into your program?
Thank you. So through our website, you can go onto our about us and our programs, and there's information. There is a pre-registration form that they can fill out and get on our wait list. So right now we are getting ready to open up. In April, we'll start our spring sessions, and we're going to be offering 2 different time slots on Monday. So Monday afternoon and then evening, and Tuesday afternoon and evening. And then on Thursday, we have our foster family and kinship support group.
Can you, Krista, this is Neil. Can you talk a little bit about the training that your staff has and what kind of staff? It sounded like you need therapists and other professional people. So is that your staff, or are they separately trained, or what does that entail?
Thank you. So all of our volunteers go through our orientation, and there's a trauma competent care intensive that they each go through, along with animal handling training and intensive background. And we have ongoing training and debriefing meetings as well. And as far as therapists, we do have a licensed social worker that is working with us right now with our foster family and kinship support group. And we are looking, we're hoping for, it is our goal to have an in-house therapist.
So tell me, how many staff people do you have working at any given time, or just volunteers?
Okay, so it takes approximately we just figured this out. It typically we have about 25 to 35 volunteers that it takes to run, as now that we have 2 sessions on the same evening, it will take that many staff. And we thankfully have been very blessed. We have over 125 volunteers right now.
Oh.
Total. And we just work with their schedule and what they're able to commit at that time.
That's great.
It's tremendous blessing. Yes.
Yeah. Are you connected to other agencies and other service providers, as well as referrals network?
Thank you. Yes. Yes, we are. We are connected with Butler County Children's Services. Cincinnati Children's has made referrals. Butler County Wraparound, Focus on Youth, Hope's Closet, Pathway to Hope, and there are others as well. Yes.
And can you tell us how many children you're serving currently?
Yes. So we just were able to offer a toy shop to our program families and fellow foster families this past weekend. And the other thing we have done is when we're not in session is we offer monthly activities. So we had a live nativity this month. So we have 50 families that we have 50 families and over 200 children. Now, as far as the children we have actually been able to get in our program, we've had 35 enroll in our program. But we currently have 25 families on our wait list. So that's where this is a huge need, and the volunteers are essential, and getting an in-house therapist to better meet the needs of our families. But we were able to impact just this weekend 50 families and over 200 children. Are there any other questions? And Neil, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. The only one that I'm thinking of, it sounds like you've woven a ministry throughout your program. Is that engaging to all of the people that you serve, or can it be off-putting to certain ones? With all due respect, some people may not be interested in that part of what you do. Do you turn them away if they have no interest in that?
Okay, I'm not sure that I heard your entire question. Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, I was just asking about your ministry and how it's woven through your program, and whether that is agreeable to all of the clients that you serve.
Yeah, so we have had we've had a couple encounters where one was more with the volunteers that came, and our beliefs. We have a faith statement that they need to sign, and that they did not agree. But I mean, they can check to like respect it. As far as so far, we have not had anything within our program from our families that has not an issue or a concern. They just see the impact. They see the impact that the program is making on the kids. And we have had families come through that do not share our beliefs.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a great question.
All right. So any other questions for Krista today?
Is there anything else?
Let me jump to your last slide here, so they can see your website. I did add it to the chat box too.
Don't have a question, but just want to make a comment.
Well, I really appreciate this opportunity. And please feel free to check us out on our website, which is www.hopefulpastures.org. And has a and we also are on Facebook.
All right, Tiffany, do you have a comment online?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, personally, when we did the ribbon cutting, it was eye-opening to kind of do the tour, and we were able to get a better kind of snapshot of what services they offer. So I'd highly recommend, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, or just interested about the program or learning more, to do a tour to actually see the animals and the facilities. I would highly recommend that.
I will agree. That was an amazing tour. One of the most amazing facilities I think we've been to in a really long time, that's doing amazing, amazing work with children. Krista, I think we've lost you again, maybe. Oh, there, you might be back.
Thank you. I'm
There
so sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with my internet.
You are fine. So
I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you so much.
We're excited to have you with us today. So this will be on
really
Facebook Live. We've got
opportunity.
it on, it'll be on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and watch later
Great. Sounds
also.
great. Thank you.
No, thank you. So we will be back in a couple weeks. Well, I guess more than a couple weeks. We'll be back January
Wonderful.
11th.
Thank
Will
you
be our
so
next
much.
coffee. So anybody get us on your calendar if you have something, topic you would like us to feature at a coffee this year for 2022. Let us know. We're always looking for new topics and ideas. We appreciate everybody being with us today. I'm going to stop screen sharing here real quick. So thank you everyone for jumping on. Thank you, Krista. Yeah, I do recommend, if you have any interest in this, please go out and take a tour with Krista. Her farm is amazing. There are animals everywhere. It is super, super wonderful, the work they're doing out there. So we will see you all back here January 11th. And meantime, have a great holidays, spend a lot of time with your family, and we hope to see you a lot in 2022. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.